Welcome back to Mass Appeal, everybody. We're making two easy Italian dishes. We have Michael Tesoro, he's the owner and the chef. Uma Tesoro's marinara sauce.
Easy, but difficult to pronounce, I'm going to say.
That's the hardest part.
What's the first one?
Escarole, which is a type of chicory. In the same family as regular chicory, Belgian endive, radicchio.
Is it bitter?
It's slightly bitter. It has almost a nutty flavor to it. It's not as bitter as radicchio or Belgian endive. It has a little bit of bitterness to it, and it's certainly not as bitter as just plain old chicory.
Yeah, or arugula, I bet.
Right.
It's very bitter.
So that's escarole.
That's escarole, but the other part is, so it's a Ministera Fagioli d'Escarola.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Scarole, which is escarole.
Okay, which is that?
A fagioli, which is beans.
Okay.
And in this case, we're using cannellini beans, which are white kidney beans, similar to a navy bean, but a little bit larger.
Okay.
And they also have a meatiness to them, and it's a vegetarian dish, but it tastes.
It's hearty.
It's very hearty and satisfying.
So good if you're watching your carbs, right?
Exactly.
That's true.
No pasta.
Yeah.
So how do we get started? I see some of that escarole is in a pan.
Yeah. So stand back.
And some of the oil is popping a little bit.
Popping.
Pop.
But that's what Mass Appeal is. We're popping today.
This is how we pop.
That's right. So what we want to do first is we want to brown a little bit of garlic.
Okay.
In olive oil.
Yep.
And just smash it down just a little bit.
And you don't have to cut it. Just smash it.
Just smash it with the back of a knife, or sometimes my grandmother used to use a glass or a bowl, like a thick bowl like this, and just putting it over the top and smack it down.
I mean, that's a way to do it, yeah.
Yep. So this oil is going to be very hot right now because
because it is.
It is.
And, you know, we made a cardinal sin earlier, and I think that might have been me. There was a little moisture that went into that too. Water and oil, it does not mix very well.
Happens.
But this is a perfect time for a PSA. Stand by your pan, everyone. Don't walk away from your pan.
So with the escarole, you want to remove the bottom part and take out really the heart of the bitterness and the heart of the
because that's where it's most bitter.
That's where it's most bitter, and just toss it. Get rid of it.
Oh.
The other thing about escarole that you should really be aware of is it grows in very sandy soil. So you want to make sure that you wash it thoroughly.
Like
rinse
leeks
it.
too, right? It gets a lot of dirt in between those layers.
lot of dirt in between, and so put it in a bowl, a nice deep bowl or a pan. Soak it. Let it rinse off.
I get it.
Make sure it's thoroughly washed.
And this is nice and thoroughly washed, so
it is.
it's ready to go.
It is.
Once the garlic is browned.
So you want to make sure that the garlic is nice and golden brown.
Okay.
And then you literally add the beans to the garlic and oil mixture.
Okay.
Like so.
Great. And that's 1 can of cannellini beans?
That is, I used for this purpose one can.
Okay.
Then add a little bit, just a pinch of crushed red pepper.
Oh, yes.
Okay?
That adds a little kick to it, right?
Then you want to cover the beans in the oil.
Oh yeah, this is my kind of recipe. And there's lots of olive oil, I'm in.
Exactly.
And garlic, of course.
Oh yeah, my dream dish right here.
And once the beans are covered with oil, then you want to add your chicken broth. And I would add about a cup of chicken broth for every cup of beans.
That's easy to remember. Perfect.
You can also use vegetable broth if you want to keep it strictly vegetarian.
Okay.
You wait for that to come up to a boil and begin to meld. And then you add on high your escarole directly to the pot.
And you let it wilt a little bit.
You really do let it wilt.
Well, Michael, this is a perfect time to actually take a quick breather. We'll let that wilt and come back in a little bit.
That'd be great.
Sounds good. See you in a few. Finishing up our lunch in the kitchen with Michael Tesoro. He's the owner and chef. Uma Tesoro's marinara. Earlier in the show, we made pasta with this. This is escarole, right? Pasta with escarole, and we're going to check that out. You want to plate that right now?
Yeah. This is what it looks like. Escarole and cannellini beans, which is known as scarole e fagioli.
Scarole e fagioli. Oh, I
That's
just got
nice.
a whiff. It smells amazing. So is it like a soup or a stew? Do you serve it over anything? How do you eat it?
My grandmother would call it minestre, which is a mixture. So it's somewhere between a soup and a side dish, but it could be the main meal. It's so satisfying and delicious.
I feel like I would add a lot more broth and make it a soup too.
And you can.
Okay.
And you can. Zuppa di scarol e fagioli. But
Zuppa. So
it's
zuppa's
also nice like
healthy.
this.
Look at that. I'm going to go show it.
Beautiful.
Now, we're also, it smells amazing here because we're cooking up some pancetta, right?
That's right. So the other dish, I mean, the theme here today is pronto in tavolo, which means fast to the table.
I love
So-
fast to the table.
This dish is something you can put together. The fagioli e scarol is something you can put together in 5-10 minutes. The next dish is a cotorno, which is a side dish.
Okay.
And cotorno veloce is known as a quick side dish.
Okay. I like
So
that.
you've got a hungry group of family members or friends that are coming over. This is a great quick side dish that you can prepare at any time. So you get a piece of pancetta, you go to the deli and you ask them to cut you about a quarter-inch thick piece of pancetta. And pancetta is a very fatty ham. It's like an Italian bacon. So there's quite a lot of fat in it. You don't need any additional oil for this dish.
Oh, you certainly don't. It's like a bacon, right? You don't need oil for bacon.
It's
so.
exactly like bacon. On holidays, you could also use guanciale, which is a cheek ham made from the cheekbone, which is very tender and soft. So that's usually reserved for holidays. But pancetta is a nice way to flavor your vegetables. And remember that, you know, the pancetta is not the main course here. The main course is the peas.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
As much as I would like for it to be to the pancetta. But no, I
Right.
need to say a little bit healthy.
Well, this is really a very healthy dish, actually.
They both are,
because,
right?
Yeah, I mean, the scarol has vitamins and minerals in there. Very high in vitamin K, for example.
Really?
And this dish is also very high in fiber, and just absolutely delicious. So you get a sweet onion or two, and after you begin to brown and render the fat off of the pancetta, you add a little sweet onion into it. And
you're cutting everything about the same size. So
About
we'll be
the
adding
same
peas
size.
later too, and it's similarly pea-sized.
that's right. And so you begin to bring this together until the pancetta really gets nice and crispy and brown, and
Okay.
the onions become translucent, slightly caramelized. Now, with the pisole, which are peas, you can go with two routes. One is the cheating route, which we all take occasionally, and that is to buy some frozen peas.
Yes, that's my
Organic,
route.
Great frozen
Okay.
peas. There's nothing wrong with using that. However, take a look at these snap peas, which I just got yesterday, and while it's labor intensive, it's a lot of fun for kids
Oh, that's true.
to
yeah.
open up the peas and take them out, and you can let them do it for hours, and it's a nice, entertaining thing for them while you're making the rest of the meal.
That's a great idea.
And the thing about the peas is these, I mean, take a look. They're really tiny and juicy and full. They're plump little things, and they really make the dish that much better than the frozen, but it is more time intensive.
Right. So,
And
we have about 30 seconds, Michael. So just to, I know obviously it's going to take a little longer than that at
Sure.
home to finish the dish up, but for the sake of TV,
Yep.
you actually have a finished,
all you need to do is pour the peas right in there.
pour the peas right in there, whether they're frozen or
Yep.
fresh.
Cover them for just a little bit,
Okay.
and you don't want to overcook them. You want them to maintain their popness, and that's what the dish looks like when it's done.
So a second finish, and you're right, it really does let the vegetables do the talking. So while you might have some stuff in there that's not great for you, it's definitely mitigated by the fact that it's an overwhelming amount of peas.
Exactly.
And it's great for side dishes. Perfect.
It is. Serve it in a
Table.
family dish and let people spoon it onto their plate as they wish.
Oh, it smells so good in here.
Yeah.
Gosh, I can't wait. I can't wait to try it at home. Thanks so much, Michael, for
Thank
these
you
recipes
again.
from the
Yeah,
family,
thanks.
right?
A pleasure
Appreciate
seeing you.
it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
We all hope you enjoy your todays and have a